3, 2. Now time for Focus 50 Plus with Dr. George Schofield. You have some interesting things to tell us today.
I want to talk about how old is. I've had people stop me on the street wanting to say, hey, on paper, I look like I should be old. I'm not old at all. What is with this?
So how old is
old?
Yeah.
Individual as thumbprints.
I like it.
Especially here with an older demographic, we know people who are 70 are old at 70, and we know people who are young at 92, like Tyler's grandmother. And so it's not a number anymore. That's the first thing to know.
So how have we defined it and kind of worked with it in the past?
Well, in the past, it was pretty much numbers driven.
Okay.
If you're 85, this is what it should look like. If you're 72, this is what it should look like. Because across all socioeconomic classes, if you will, there was a consensual understanding because we had this sort of automatic, you retire at 65, you age at whatever, you know, your life would tend to end, hopefully on the golf course with a smile on your face. That doesn't exist anymore, not in the mainstream of America. So we're redefining old, and for the most part, it's how we think, who we talk, how we talk with, who we spend our time with, if you will, and the kinds of things that we're interested in. Are we remaining interested and curious?
So what are some ways that we can kind of manage our own relationships with too old?
So, I'm not suggesting that old isn't wonderful. Some of the people I most respect are in their 80s and 90s. Terrific, I like that. But it isn't a good idea to make that the only age group that I hang out with.
Okay.
So I would want to hang out with some people in your age group. Okay? And my granddaughters in California I'm going to go see who are ranged from 10 to 20, and they rock my world because they have such different ideas. And I want to hang out with my children and their friends, if you will. So it's really important. It's not that I go to learn anything in particular, but I go to experience their lives. And I think that's something that's really important in terms of my own aging. And there are two key ideas. Okay. One of which is we want to stay interested and not just sort of slip into our own little track. And the other one is we want to remain interesting. What are we reading? Who are we hanging out with? What ideas are we engaging with? Who are we engaging with? Those are really the emerging distinctions for the difference between younger and older.
All right, well, those are some really great tips for anyone of any age.
Right.
All right.
Right, and thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Doctor.